Hello everyone, this is a short PowerPoint presentation on the evaluative analysis, which is part of component 3 of the A-level film studies course. So let's get into it. The evaluative analysis then is a 16 to 1800 word evaluation and analysis of your production process, the concept of your film, the short films that you've looked at, the cinematic influences, and also how your in particular film uses key elements, narrative and genre to create meaning for the audience. So what you see on screen now is just a screenshot from the exam board specification. If you want to take more time to have a look at that, please pause the video now and do so. Okay, so your short film or screenplay and storyboard must be accompanied by a 16 to 1800 word evaluative analysis. And that evaluative analysis must make reference to all short films you've studied and analysed during your pre-production. That includes analysis of the narrative structure of the short films you've looked at, analysis of cinematic influences, i.e. films that you have watched independently and that have influenced your work, or screenplays if you have written a screenplay, and creating meaning and effect. And that really applies to your own film. Just a point, be smart about this. If you've seen something in your film that you retroactively now, in retrospect, can link to a short film, make sure you put that in your essay and say that it was intended all along. Okay, the next section then should be about 600 words again. And basically what you should be looking at is cinematic influences. So very similar to what you've just done. But instead of looking at short films, you're looking at feature-length films. So your favourite films, stuff we've studied in class. If you learnt anything, Blade Runner, Vertigo, Pulp Fiction, anything like that. If any of those things have taught you anything about film that has impacted your screenplay or film directly, then you need to make a note of that. So once again, I would suggest looking for at least one specific moment or use of key elements and aesthetic, and I would probably say 3 films are what you're looking for. So pick 3 films that have directly impacted on your own, and once again, you can do that retroactively. So if you've made a horror film, for example, and you've put something in there, but then you've seen it in another film afterwards, make sure you go back and say, I watched that film and that influenced my work. Okay, so this time it's the same narrative points, aesthetics, but also consider genre as well. Is your film within a genre? If so, you should watch some genre films to get influence and inspiration during the writing process. So you should be able to link things together there. Okay, and it's also pointing out, as we run through this on screen, is that for screenplay writers, you are going to have to reference screenplays that you have read. So I wouldn't suggest reading entire screenplays unless you want to, but I would suggest if you have done an opening sequence, for example, download a screenplay with an opening sequence of a similar style and compare your work to that. Okay, and the final section is about your film. So like we analysed the other 2 short films and mainstream films, you're just going to apply that same lens to your own film. Use of narrative devices, try and think of at least one specific talking point for narrative, aesthetics and genre that you can talk about for your own film. So if you've made a horror, what technical elements have you conformed to or included in your work, low-key lighting, etc, etc. Genre, the same. And narrative, try and explain how your film basically relates to the brief that you've chosen. Is it an opening sequence? Is it a conflict for a single character, conflict for 2 characters, or a resolution? Try and analyse your narrative devices and how you've used that. And then the idea is you should be able to write 500 to 600 words on each of those 3 sections, and you've got your word count, and you can send that to me and I will put some notes on your work. So just a reminder is that